Hi Libra, this is your homework family reading for July, 16th through the 31st for all Libra signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let me hit the bell, get all that stuff purified. Sometimes it takes a little longer than others. I'm waiting until I hear a specific, I don't know how to put it, a spiritual tone that I'm picking up from the bells. That's how I know we're good to go. All right. This is for the 16th through the 31st of July, all Libra signs. First off, before I came into the reading, I was doing a little bit of meditation on Libra. And, I mean, let's face it, the more I deal with Libra in general, the energy of Libra and trying to find harmony and balance, it just brings me back to justice over and over and over again. Which, in a form, makes sense. So, I mean, because it feels like for some of you, you're seeking it. Some of you, you're finding it. Because I'm feeling like a whole lot of crown energy. I kind of feel like they're just picking my crown right on up. And not like taking it off or anything like that, but when they feel like it's just being illuminated of some form and being picked up, that just means more or less that like blocks have been unblocked. So it's coming into a higher level within that crown energy. Maybe all chakras in general. But there is some issues here about making sure you're finding that harmony and balance and justice, which is what they're pointing out. Because I am being given the Trinity. Don't forget. I mean, we seek harmony and balance. We seek proper justice. But it all has to do with the Trinity. You know, mind, body, spirit. In a form. Because they're, like I said, they're giving me the Trinity symbol in a very old-fashioned way. I can't even remember what this design of how it is called. But they're giving it to me in a very old-fashioned way. So, you know, it's like masculine, feminine wholeness. You know, mind, body, spirit is what they're basically trying to throw at me with growth of this mind, body, and spirit. Don't forget that as your crown chakra starts to mature and grow, or as you help it grow in some cases, because they're also showing me different symbols. It's not really even symbols. They're showing me different crowns, like a crown on an angel, a crown on a king. You know, different divine beings, like in Hindu. You know, some of their crown energies of what they were wearing. They're showing me different symbols within them, which is speaking to you of stick to your divine crown. Because with Mercury in retrograde, it's been very easy to speak and connect with that lower crown energy. And what I mean by that is the ego. It's been very easy to trip up and slip and fall into that, like, quicksand of some of that ego right now. And they are saying, step into the divine crown. Step into the divine crown, and it will help you find that Trinity energy. They're also giving me, I don't know how else to put it. They're giving me two very odd things. Well, actually, three very odd things in a form. They're giving me, for one, they're like if you've been in the hospital or if somebody needs oxygen, a lot of times they have those tubes that come around and they go in their nose so that they can breathe. I'm being given that by Spirit. And for me, this is saying, what are you breathing into your life? the people, the places, the things, the conversations. What are you breathing into your life? Because that affects your divine crown. I'm also being given, and for me, they're showing it to me this way so that I would say the right thing. At least I'm hoping that's what it means. Because they're giving me, I have a little girl who lives next door to me, and she comes over and visits often. She's a medium, so she comes over here and visits to help her learn her stuff, and she's just become a little friend of the family. Anyway, this little girl keeps popping up, but the way they're showing me is that little girl, and they're showing me her in a swimsuit and she's wet. So this could be about community in general for you. This could be about communication with like siblings and neighbors being very important. And this could, with her being in the swimsuit, because she's also a medium, this could be, and she's wet, her hair is wet, the way that they're showing it to me. So this could be communication. This could also be, within family or neighbors and very close communication. But it could also be dealing with, sifting through your emotional waters and healing. Because she's just her normal cute little self that's happy and she's smiling and she just happens to have wet hair. So it's like as if she's swam her way through this, more or less, is what they're giving me. And the other thing is, and I don't know how else to put it other than what I'm going to say it is, I have a tattoo on my back, which is a moon and a wolf howling at a moon. Now, when we come into more of the astrology, energies going on within astrology and the stranger things that go on, but especially when we get the eclipses and stuff, my moon tends to vibrate and have conversations, so does the wolf often. And what I'm getting is the wolf is howling at the moon, it's scratching at the moon. Is what I'm feeling is the wolf on my back is scratching at the moon, but what they're telling me to say is the wolf and the moon are scratching at your door. So you take that however it is that you want to take that, but what I'm being given by them is the moon and the wolf are scratching at your door in some form. Now let me get to astrology so that I can pull up this information. Alright, first off, you have the lunar eclipse. This takes place on the 16th in Capricorn. Yes, it's very important energy. I mean, it's the lunar eclipse, and we do have another full moon, another new moon at the end of the month. So this is like full circle. We're going full circle because it's been dealing with the solar eclipse, the new moon. Now you have the lunar eclipse, the full moon, and it will return to Cancer when the new moon begins, but it will go through a void, of course, into Leo. So it is full circle. This whole month has been a great big full circle, and understanding that will help you get through some of this energy. But on top of that, on the 16th, the day that the lunar eclipse and full moon take place, we also have Sirius, not the Sirius star, because the Sirius star is definitely already starting to illuminate in our energies. But Sirius has been in Sagittarius with Jupiter, and they've both been retrograde. But Sirius will turn around and go direct on the same day as this lunar eclipse, bringing it closer to, or until Jupiter actually goes direct, bringing Sirius and Jupiter closer, which is very important. And I'll get to that again in just a second. Mercury leaves Leo and goes back into Cancer in retrograde on Friday the 19th. On the 22nd, the Sun moves into Leo. And on the 27th, Venus moves into Leo. And then bringing us up to that new moon where it starts off with Cancer going into a void, of course, into Leo. On the same day, Mercury goes direct in Cancer. Okay? With that being said, let's look at and see what you've got going on here in these energies. Okay, first off, you have Palace in your universal first house. Alright? That might have something to do with what they're, like I said, you're overly looking for justice. You're overly trying to balance and make harmony. And sometimes, Libras, you guys sometimes are very bad about this. Sometimes you want so badly to create harmony and balance that you create it where it doesn't belong. When sometimes things are supposed to fall apart, they need to fall apart. And the reason I'm saying this is because most astrologers are not going to speak about the fact that you have 3 signs in your universal first house of Libra. You have, first off, the ones who will speak about it are going to be talking about Pallas. Pallas is there. She's Athena, the warrior goddess of strategic thinking. Okay? So you're analyzing the right and wrong ways and what's the best, and it's coming in with an Aquarius mind, I'm telling you. I mean, it's like I will find my way and seek it through and make it happen. Sometimes it's not meant to happen. And the reason I say that is because you also have make, and you also have maki, and you also have Haumea in your sign. I've been saying this for months. Haumea is your collective consciousness, the very collective consciousness of who and what you are. And make or maki is the lotus flower. It speaks to you on how are you spiritually maturing? Are you stuck in the muddy, murky water and you think that that's all you can have, so you can't see past the shit to find the light? Are you starting to finally rise up out of that muddy water and actually get a breath of fresh air? Or have you finally gotten that fresh air and now you're stretching for the light? And if you're not stretching for the light, why? This is what I'm saying. Palace is strategic thinking. Make sure that you are using that higher crown. According to Spirit, make sure you're using that higher crown in your very self-awareness. Your physical body, your personality, your appearance, your views of life, the very identity of who and what you are, as well as how you are seen. What is your image? It's the very core. And we're talking about all of these energies taking place in here. So it's speaking right off the bat of that self-awareness, that image, that view of life coming into a higher consciousness. And is it or not? Like I said, it's harmony and balance. Sometimes it's about making balance within yourself and harmony within yourself for inner peace, because sometimes that outer community ain't gonna have it. And it's important for you to realize that and help yourself out. Now, soon my phone will come up. Like I said, Sagittarius is having its energy. Which is taking place in that universal 3rd house. Right there goes with the little girl situation. Because the universal 3rd house is your neighbors. It is your neighbors and your siblings. It's the short journeys, the messages, the transportation, your intellect, your details, trivia. It is communication in all forms, whether it's a text message, a conversation, a letter, an email. It doesn't matter. How are you communicating? And then how are you communicating with those that are close to you, more or less? Right down to your phone calls and your gossip. And it's got right now, Ceres happens to be more. Ceres is like Mother Earth. Mother Earth. She's parenting. She's nurturing. And everything about her wants to nurture. But she's also karma. She's the threefold theory. And if what you've been sending out in your vibrations, whether you mean to or not, is negative karma, negative energies are a lower energy, then as she goes closer to Jupiter, Jupiter is magnification and abundance. You need to make sure you're positive right now, because as you're bringing this will become, because Ceres is too close to home. She's considered the too close to home energy and threefold in karma. And the reason I say that is because she's a very nurturing energy. But when it's in a negative form, it becomes neglect. child support, child care, neglect of food, uh, eating disorders, disorders just within the family of self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, all kinds of negative things that can spawn from neglect if it is not in a nurturing way. And at this time, with it coming closer to Jupiter, it's important that these, in that third house of your communication, as well as the siblings and the short journeys, like your neighbors and stuff, it's important that these communications are in a positive way so that it don't spawn out of control. And I'm starting out with that first because I feel like it's very much important to you. I mean, with it being in that third house. Now, Capricorn, where the eclipse is taking place, is in your fourth house. This is speaking to you of the roots of who and what you are and where you got it wrong. Where you've kept the same old patterns, the same old addictions, the same old everyday mundane tasks about how and what you think and believe about yourself. Because it's the home. It's the roots that create you to be who and what and why you are the way you are. It's your inner emotional security. It's also karmic lessons. It's also where reincarnation takes place. But it's the home as well. But like I say, you can never get away from this. So what are you feeding? Like I said, they were giving me the kid with the air, oxygen going in their mouth. I mean, in their nose. What are you feeding your everyday life? What are you feeding the home? This home, as well as this home. What are you feeding the home? What are you feeding the very roots that connect you to being who and what you are? Are you talking badly about yourself? These are all things that are dealing with finding the true self within, the real self. Speaking about maybe how you were brought up and were you brought up in ways that were nurturing or neglected, and where are you going to take that now in life? Or are you doing the same things now in life, depending on the situation, because it's karmic lessons as well for reincarnation. This is the universal fourth house. It's speaking to how do we get to the root of inner emotional security. But here's the key. It's Capricorn for you, which means you want an investment on your return. But this is all about you have to change something about yourself and that home environment, or in here home environment, in order to get that investment on that return. Because the South Node is there saying you've gotten really good at telling yourself maybe a lie that will make you, you know how we say sometimes, and I'm not saying it's directly what you're doing, but what I'm saying is sometimes we've gotten very good at telling ourselves a lie because we don't want to believe it. We want to ignore the situation. We want to look away and believe that things are all beautiful, but we know damn well they're not. This is what I'm talking about. This is about fixing those situations and no longer having a situation like that take place, because it's in opposition of that new moon that will be coming up as it moves into Cancer. And for you, that will be the universal 10th house, speaking to your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your professional career, your financial success, your financial success and the community that goes with that success, your social foundation, the authority and responsibilities that go with that outer realm, so to speak. And the North Node is there and Venus is there, speaking to you about your sensitivity, at least up until the 26th when she moves out. So, I mean, this is speaking about what should be changing in the outer community, in our prestige, and our reputation, our professional careers, the community that we are a part of. And how is this being a foundation that we can grow on in Cancer that's nurturing to us? Because that's what Cancer is, nurturing. It wants to nurture and love. So this is speaking about what are the responsibilities that we must take for ourselves to make that outer community work towards creating our inner emotional security, especially for you. And this is how you'll find justice. What are you breathing in? What are you ingesting? What are you feeding yourself? And acknowledge these things as you need to move forward. Then it'll be back in that very same energy and going into Leo as well when we have the new moon. On the day Mercury goes retrograde. And it will have at that point Venus, the Sun, Mars, and Jera or Ura. Sacrificing commitment, shine, illumination, Mars, your inner warrior, and it'll have Venus, the sensitivity, coming into that 11th house too. So we're talking about soulfully, spiritually coming into who and what we are, figuring out what our higher self wants us to know, and how do we connect with it. What about ourselves we were lying to ourselves about, so that we can heal it, and then let's project it into the outer community so we can make changes, so we can start to actually move forward come that new moon. This is about making what's, like I said, full moons are all about bringing shit to our attention. It's illuminating the problem so that it has to be solved. And we're talking about an eclipse, a lunar eclipse with a full moon. So we're looking at situations that may spawn back over 30 years, like 30 to 36 years, I think it is. No, they just said 30 to 38 years, so somewhere in that 8-year period. Also, 7 years ago, and then I'm also getting another 12 years ago, is where some of these energies might be returning to help you see where you didn't quite get it right the first time, but don't make the same mistake now. Learn from that mistake. Well, I hit the stuff. All right, what does Libra need to know in order to move forward in the most positive and healing way? Well, Libra, Libra, Libra. Oh, no, you don't. My cards are all supposed to be the same direction. And some of them I think I put back upside down. I do like that about the decks. They know that I like them all the same direction, because if they're meant to be upside down, other than one deck, and I don't know why, but other than one deck, if they're meant to be upside down, they will flip on their own. Except for the one deck that happens to have an attitude, and, well, not an attitude, it's probably more light going. So it's like, I don't care, just do your thing. The rest of them are all like, no, I will flip when I'm meant to flip. Dude, I don't know. I talk to my cards. Alright, Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Libra. For the second part of July. For the second part of July. Alright, first thing out is 10 of Swords. I don't know, I showed it to you. It is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. It is the sun, though, in Gemini. It speaks to you of destructive power of the heart. This is allowing the heart to not be healed. This is allowing the heart to not receive the love from you that it deserves, to not think you're worthy, to not believe in the situation in some form. This is change how you deal with your fears. Change how you deal with your fears, because you get the moon next, so you are definitely dealing with subconscious energies. Hold on one second. Yeah. So you're definitely dealing with subconscious energies. But the subconscious energies is where the redemption and the fallen spark is found. It's where that truth is found. You've got to go back in and find that stuff. It's like I've been saying for the last month. Go get your crown. That's what the Spirit keeps saying. Go figure it out and go get it. This is the last stage of winter. It's the end of the cold is what they're saying the moon is. It is the resurrection of the night. Of getting into the subconscious and working its way through and knowing that it's not going to stay. Night is only half of the day. Day is only half of the night. I mean, it's half of who and what you are. So the moon is speaking to you of understanding your true highs and lows and getting past your own fears of yourself and how you deal with them, because it's time to dominate that. This is 3 of Wands. Dominate your comfort zone. Dominate your comfort zone. This is talking to you of achieving future success and stepping into your fire. This is Aries and Mars. This is a brand new beginning for a brand new fire power energy, a brand new passion, action, aggression. Okay, I don't know which one that was, and so if you want it to be there, bring it back out. Because if you do this, you'll be reaping your own rewards. This is how you'll get your mind, body, and spirit, your all 3 wheels turning evenly. And this is the 2 of discs. Sorry, 3 of discs. 3 of pentacles. This is how you find your fulfilling energies of the mind, body, and spirit. All 3 wheels turning evenly and getting back to right, which is speaking to you of coming into your power, your masculine energy, and reaping rewards for the hard work of finding you, because now you're being able to bring it into tangible reality. And from there, you'll be able to create and move forward, giving you more power. This is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. This is growing stability, making it tangible, like what I was just saying. This is planted and grounded power, working for what it is you want, working with all 4 directions, with the sun and illuminating who and what you are, entering through Capricorn. And where was Capricorn for you? Your home. Who and what you are. I can't make this shit up, man. Spirit knows exactly what they're telling you. The only thing that's getting in the way is you. This is also the Prince of Discs, or the Prince of Pentacles, they're giving you, which is the Chariot of Earth. This is being able to ground and manifest that growth and bring it forward with a purpose. This is finding your new path, finding your true self, coming into an authenticity of yourself, claiming it, putting your crown on, and grounding yourself in it as you start to move forward. Because you're also being given 6 of pleasure. These things can all come and become tangible, but not until you make it through that 2nd house and that 4th house and create inner emotional security by knowing you have the damn right to have it. I said this in this week's, I don't know if it was the healing messages or if it was just one of the, I made like 4 videos this week. The only way to ever get inner emotional security is to claim it and to be responsible for it. Inner balance. What are you breathing? What are you breathing and feeding your life? And if it isn't full of things that are positive and healthy and healing and bringing transformation and helping you illuminate your true self, then why is it still there? Because this is going to help you find your inner peace as you move forward. This is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, speaking to you, it's the 3 of Swords, speaking to you of creating peace and coming out of the stagnancy. This is finding your way home to you. Dealing with your own true pros and cons. Getting past your unconscious energy so that you become the star. Or at least you're going to get your star. It's like I say all the time, if you're going fishing, you don't throw your hook out there for the smallest damn fish now, do ya? I mean, that's the point. The star card is the hook. The hook, line, and sinker. What are you throwing your sword out? Not your sword. What are you throwing the line from the fishing pole out? What are you hoping to hook? It all depends on the energy you're breathing in and what you're actually trying to hook because of the energy you're sending out. Dragons have just been talking this half of the month, which I'm not surprised because Kokub is with Leo, where a lot of this energy is going. So, Kokub is the dragon in the astrology and the constellations, is part of the dragon. So I'm not surprised. But what do you have to say to Libra to help them out on their way? What do you have to say to Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Nope. I'm not taking like 8 cards. Thank you for hearing that. Thank you. Emerald Green Dragon brings in healing and cosmic abundance. I mean, what was I just saying? It brings in healing and cosmic abundance is what they're trying to tell you to work on for yourself. Good fortune is coming your way. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your 5th dimensional blueprint. If you don't understand what this means, rise to the higher dimension. The 3rd dimension is where all the ooey stuff is. I mean, I'm sorry, but it is. It's where where humans haven't all ascended yet, and they're still stuck. So many of them aren't awake, and they're still mean and cruel. If you rise to the higher ascensions, you start to see the truth beyond the veil. See beyond the veil of yourself is what they're saying. And ascend. Black Dragon from Saturn. Turn your wisdom through, brings you wisdom through your spiritual discipline. Concentrate, focus on your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself. You have passed the test. You can do this. You can move forward. You can be the happiest person you ever want to be, but not until you start believing it. Golden Orange Dragon expends your light of ascension. Be a peaceful warrior with those in need. Remember, you're manifesting. What are you breathing? What are you having in your life? What's being part of your life? And if it's not connecting with bringing joy and pleasure to your life and enjoying yourself, why is it there? At least start moving it out. We all have heard that we have several lives. You may have had many lives. I know I have, but my point is, at this moment, you only have this one. So don't let it slip away by being caught up and stuck in the now so much that you forgot to be part of the now. Confidence. Believe in your magic. You don't need an explanation for anything. Trust it has happened for all of the right reasons. I feel like things could be going very good for you. It all just depends on your free will. Oh, I just flipped it over without having anything here. Is there anything else here? Nope. And for some reason, I was feeling the need to pull from both of you, so is there anything here for Libra? Thank you. Take 5 or more minutes to concentrate on a divine feeling or a higher thought, doing your best to block out all others and the distractions. This is helping you rise your vibrations, love, which is what it's all about. Rising to a brand new, happy, healthy place within yourself, and then therefore bringing it into life. You can do it. You should be doing it already, but if you're not, they just kind of gave you instructions. Respect your inner cycles. Sorry, another one just came up. Respect your inner cycles and honor them on your healing journey. With that, I think it's the perfect way to end. See you in August. And if you want your own private readings or anything, want private appointments of any kind, please just look in the box below because all that information's right there. And if you enjoy them, please enjoy all of these readings. Please subscribe and hit the bell. I love you guys. Bye.